There's a wonderful term that is often attributed to Dogen that's translated total exertion. Total exertion. Somebody asked how this is approached or how this is practiced. So I want to say a few things about it first. First of all, without clear realization of anatta, no self, it would be very difficult to stabilize for any period of time this experience or this total exertion, which isn't an experience. It is beyond experience, or I could say it is prior to experience. It is without the necessity of experience. But that's a bit of a different discussion. So without the clear realization of no self, you may have an occasional glimpse of this, but it won't be an ongoing experience. It won't be a stable and accessible realization, or I guess I'll just use the term experience because I don't have another one for it in your life. So what are the components of this, or what are the aspects to it? A way that it's often described, which I think is pretty accurate experientially, is that it's clear that everything, meaning all conditions, past, present, and future, to put it in a conventional way, all conditions are appearing in perfect alignment right now to create this. Whether it's this one sound, whether it's this, whether it's one movement, one breath. And this coming forward, or this simply appearing as an interpenetration of all causes and conditions throughout the entire universe, is an ongoing experience, meaning it's immediately available now, and now, and now, and now. And so there's this aspect of it that is completion, that is total completion. It's total exhaustion of all energies, in a sense, total exhaustion of all possibilities into this beautiful simplicity shining forth. There's another aspect to this that's really important to point out, and that is what is, and this is in terms of what is not there, this aspect, that there's no reification of a background, of a continuity, of a way of being, of anything that's collating experience, or anything that is summating experience, not just conceptually, but experientially, that is notably not here. The reason I say that is because if it is here, or if it is appearing, the sense of a background, the sense of some kind of formless awareness as a matrix of experience, this is the realization of one mind. If that's remaining as a construct, even if it doesn't feel like a construct, then what happens is there's this dilution of what is clearly and pristinely coming forward in total exertion as just this one breath, just this one sensation. And when that's diluted out into, or it's not actually diluted, nothing gets diluted, but experientially diluted out into the spaciousness of a background or consciousness or an awareness, it has this way of, it's almost like, I'm going to just use an analogy. It's very hard to use precise words for this because there are not precise words for this. But an analogy I can use is, if you imagine seeing a clear, bright star, very bright star in the night sky, or say like the planet Venus is usually said to be the second brightest thing in the night sky, second only to the moon. If you see how clear and bright that is, right? It's a planet. It doesn't shimmer. It's just clear and bright. If the focus is good, you'll see it's very point-like, delineated, bright, pristine, crisp. And then if there's like clouds move over it, there's cloud cover, it'll look like some kind of like wider, luminous experience. It's sort of diluted out. That's something like the effect I'm talking about with this experience of a background, of a matrix, of a foundation, and that can take so many forms. Again, it can be this formless awareness. If you don't know what I mean by that, you can watch my video called The Awareness Trap. It can be, it can actually be our idea of God. It can be our experience of God. It can be our experience of the infinite self. It can be the experience of pure being. Not that any of those don't exist experientially. It's just that they're not stabilized and reified into some kind of all-encapsulating truth or something like that, some eternalist view, let's say, to put it in a philosophical way. So when that is not there, it's as if that cloud has moved away and from obscuring Venus, and all of a sudden there's just that clear, pristine, bright, sharp experience. It's just like that, except the experience is not one at a distance, and it's not a color or a light. It's pure immersion and luminous, intimate radiance of, again, the sensation of this body, what we call this body, the sound, even the sound of this voice, right? The movement, the color, the forms, the shapes, the luminosity at zero distance, without any background reflecting, without any background reifying experience somehow, or even it's seeming to give rise to experience. So that's all of that is notably not there. And it seems like, in a way, that there's a net loss with that, right? You almost like feel like you're losing something vast and expansive and something you can count on in a foundation, but you're not really, because it's an illusion to begin with. You never really lose anything in this process except illusions. So once that it's clear that was always an illusion, then there's just this pristine shining forth of non-dualistic texture. That's all that there could be. And as that is perceived isn't even the right word, because perception requires distance, but as it's recognized, it's almost explosive in how clear it is, and how right now it is, in how non-arising and non-departing it is. And very paradoxically, how absolutely and completely empty it is. There's two sort of sides to that. As Dogen says, one side is illuminated, the other side is dark. So there's that aspect of not to reifying any kind of background, substratum, etc. There's a third component that is important, and that is this one really eludes people, I think, a lot in deeper realization even, because it's slippery. But it has to do with the illusion of volition. I think in my series on the aggregates, the fourth aggregate talks about this, and I went into some detail on this, but the experience of volition, which is an effect of thought, actually. It's an effect of thought itself. But it doesn't feel like the thought. It feels like the most subtle sense of you that believes the thought, or you that is compelled by the thought to do something, right? To act, to take a position, to move attention. So that sense of volition, right? That's what this is all about. This third aspect I want to talk about. And what it is it's actually giving over one's will to the realization itself. I think I can't tell you verbatim, but the translation from Dogen actually says something like total exertion of the dharma is actually how he says this. And this is what this is. It's total exertion of the dharma. The dharma has to be primary, experientially, not conceptually, of course. And even through the realization of anatta, the dharma itself is empty. There's no actual dharma vehicle. And yet, conventionally, we can actually make the choiceless choice of giving our will over to the dharma, the dharma treasure right now, and right now, and right now, where everything else just falls completely away. Everything falls away because all of it was an illusion to begin with. And you're left with this pristine coming forth of the entire universe simply as it is as one breath, as it is as one sound, as it is as absolute silence. That's total exertion. And with those three aspects clear, this can become clear moment to moment, moving through the world, moving through your day, whether you're sitting or standing or walking or working or sitting or joking around or whatever. It is already the case. It is already the case, and it will clarify itself at some point. It will deepen, clarify, and elucidate itself. That's total exertion.